Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali. And for some of you who are following the show in Liberia, I want to say good morning to all of you. And whenever you are from, whenever you find yourself following the show on Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome. This is the Rahim Show, and I'm your host, as always, Ricky Ali. Tonight we are having a conversation. Our conversation is where we discuss national issue that confront society and the word alliance. So we want to see a better road system in Liberia. So we are discussing road safety in Liberia. I've been to Liberia in last year March, and I was there and I saw how the road condition wasn't something nice. And I would say we need some improvement in our road condition. And we know that all of these things are all things that affect our traffic issue and cause a lot of collision and accident and all the things. So we are going to dive into very important things about Liberia and how we can fix the problem. How we can fix the problem. So if you want to be a part of the show tonight, just let me know. Reach out to me so you can be a part of our discussion tonight. We are discussing road safety in Liberia. You know, road safety is a very important part of our everyday life. Take for instance, you go to work in the morning and you are driving on the road. You are not just driving for yourself. You are driving for pedestrian. You are driving for other driver. You are also driving for motorists. You are driving for even people who have businesses. You are driving for them because the least mistake, you move your eye on the road, you might likely go to somebody, you might likely hit somebody's car, or you might likely enter somebody's businesses. So you are not just driving for yourself, you are driving to protect other drivers and protect businesses and other property. So it's very important uh, to look at this topic and find a way that we can be able to curb the death toll that have resulted to the killers, and they also the leadership of Liberia need to take a serious note about some of the information we're going to provide tonight. I think it's important. I got one of my friends who is in the police. He's watching right now, and I got a couple of guys who are in the police, and they are watching. And I got a lot of people who I've told to watch this because I'm going to provide information that will be very helpful for road safety in Liberia. So, you know, according to report from the World Health Organization, let we report because we want to follow things that are legitimate. We are not creating anything on the show. We are trying to provide information how we can deal with a problem called road safety in Liberia. And I'm going to provide you a system that the government can use, a good system that the government can use to be able to help alleviate. You're not going to have a zero, death or zero death toll or zero crash. We humans sometimes we make error, but it will just help to put into place measure that will at least curtail the situation or the the large number of crashes that we have most time in Liberia due to road problem. So the World Health Organization estimates that motor vehicle crashes kill more than 1 million people around the world each year and seriously injure as many as 20 to 50 million. These are the World Health Organization statistics for the entire world. Okay, I'm going to give you these statistics so you can know that Liberia is also part of that statistic because of the kind of thing. And I'm going to give you a statistic. The World Bank in 2020 report showed a significant increase in road traffic injury per 100,000 Liberians, making them the leading causes of death and disability. World Bank giving statistics on Liberia as the traffic injury per 100,000 Liberians, making them the leading cause of death and injury in Liberia. So the traffic law, we got to look at traffic law. The traffic law in Liberia is effectively non-existent. And even if we have a traffic law, it is not enforceable in Liberia. Even if we have a traffic law, it is not enforceable in Liberia. How many people are willing to obey the traffic law? The mindset of our people. A lot of drivers, especially keke and the motorbike guys, they don't want to follow rules. They don't want to follow things. And you have to follow rules because what? You want to prevent accident and death. So you have to follow rules. Failing to follow rules, it can lead to this number we just reported. So what we are saying is we are providing you this information so that you can know what lead to some of these things and how we can be able to prevent these things from happening. So drivers and vehicle quality tend to be substandard. With driver while stopping without signaling, you see there are some drivers who don't follow any signal or anything. They just stop without signaling. They drive in speed. Some people drive in speed. People overtake. That's one of the things that result to more death. You see on the highway where there is only one road, where you have car coming from either side and somebody is overtaking in the curve. The worst thing about it is in the curve. Why will you overtake in the curve? The worst thing is to overtake in the curve. And that has happened to many places, Buchanan Highway, Kakatown, and other places, because people are running because they want to make 5, 10, 15 trips a day. They are running to go and come back, go and come back, go and come back. You have to watch your speed. I know there is nothing about speed control in Liberia. That is why we're going to provide these systems that people who are watching can be able to tell those in authority that these systems are very good and they are very important system information that we're going to share because we want a better Liberia. So the road system in Liberia is messed up. Some of the roads are not even paved well. When I was in Liberia last year, the road from Freeport all the way to Douala is completely a mess. I had a time where the continuum fell when it was raining heavy, the continuum fell in that place. There were no way for people to go, no way for people to come through. I had to walk all the way from Douala to Freeport before I ended up getting one motorbike to be able to get me home. So it just tell you the worst scenario that the people are faced with in that country. And what do we do so that we can be able to prevent some of these things from happening? Because bad roads is not safe road. Good road are safe road. When you have good road, you reduce the possibility of people making so many accidents. I know accidents not just caused by road, it's caused by also people are not paying attention. People are not being careful. People are not being mindful. All of those things too can cause accidents. But bad roads too will help to increase the number of deaths because the roads are bad. But if you have good roads, it also eliminate the death toll. So we are not here for a long time, but we want to provide good information for our general public and especially our people in Liberia who are watching this show. One of the things I will introduce to Liberia to do, one of the things from my study of how we can be able to, why is it important to be able to prevent these crashes from happening or these fatalities from happening as a result of motor accident or keke accident or back or whatever accident that result. I know there are times people the control of these things are very careless and they don't even know that this thing will result to this particular thing, and they're just because their mind is full of money, and they don't even care about the safety of the person who sit in the car or sit behind them, so they are just running. I had a situation where the guy I was on a motorbike, he wanted to run to my thing. He said, "No, I'm the one paying you. So if you want to run, please, I can get them. I will find another motorbike who will comply with me so that I can be able to go to where I need to go." Because what? These guys are they want the money and it seems that they don't want to be respectful. And it's very sad. At the end of the day, you will run into something, your foot get broken, and you sit in hospital that the system doesn't have a good hospital for you. And at the end of the day, you become crippled for your life. So it's very important. What we are discussing, road safety is very important in Liberia. So let me just give you what I actually, from my research, what I actually think is important for Liberia. Safe system approach principle and element. That is a main thing that is good for Liberia. If you are following the show via Facebook and YouTube, or if this show is being shared and you are watching it and you are a police officer or you are a government official, remember, this system I'm sharing with you on my platform, right, is very, very important. Very, very important for Liberia. And it will help to save many lives. It will help to save many lives. As we discussed about road safety in Liberia, this system will help. Because I'm not just going to give you the reason that I decided to introduce this system, but I'm going to give you the element that all constitute to make this system work for Liberia. I'm going to give you the element. So let's go to define what is the meaning of this system that I picked that will help Liberia reduce some of the crashes and some of the fatality when it comes to road safety. The safe system approach principle and element start with the mindset that it is unnecessary or unacceptable to allow death and serious injury to occur on the road. You see, if everybody in Liberia have that mindset, the first thing is start with the mindset. Like I said, accident is caused by some people carelessness. They don't think, oh, I'm driving, I have to be careful. Because if I'm not careful, I might hit somebody. And that can result to death, or that can result to myself having a broken leg. The mindset. So the safe system approach principle and element that I'm going to introduce, and I'm hoping that more people will listen and use this system in Liberia to help reduce the number of fatality, because sometimes some fatality are something you don't control, because we make error. We make error sometimes. And also the car themselves too can have failure, so it can result to accident sometimes. But what we are saying, most accident, if not likely, is not caused by the vehicle. They're either caused by the person who is operating the vehicle. So it's very important that we take note of this system that I'm introducing. If you are following the show via Facebook and YouTube, please make some comment, follow us. We highly appreciate that. So we are talking about road safety in Liberia. Road safety. How can we reduce the number of fatalities that are caused by the road issue in Liberia, as well as so many other things that contribute to the accident that we continue happening in Liberia. The last time I saw a terrible accident from Beginner Highway, somebody shared the video on Facebook. I was moved with tears. I was moved with tears. I said, but why we don't have no traffic or road safety, measure in place that people can patrol and see how people are driving? So all of these things we're going to talk about it. That's why the element is all about. The element is going to tell you what are some of the things that you need to put into place. So road safety is very important because why? You don't want the number of fatality to increase. People in Liberia just drive anyhow. You don't even think. So you have to work on the mind. So the first thing you need to do from the system approach is the safe system approach starts with the mindset that it is unacceptable to allow death and serious injury to occur on the road. The first thing, everybody should have that mindset that, oh, as long as I'm driving, as long as I'm in my car and driving, it is unnecessary that I would drive carelessly that will result to death or injury. If everybody have that mindset, you don't know what will happen? Do you know what will happen? Do you know? We have already reduced 1/3 of the reported death the following year. We have already reduced that just by the mindset. Then we start to work on how can somebody, before they get a driver lesson, be able to go through some sort of driver training, or even if they are able to drive, they go through some sort of re-evaluation to know whether they are a safe driver before they can get on the road. All of these things are very necessary. They are very necessary for our country. Especially in the 21st century, we are in 2025 and we are still operating with 1960 idea. No, we cannot be operating or we cannot be doing the same 1960 things when we are in 2025. We have to do better. So I'm telling you, and I'm introducing to you, Liberian, or the authority who might be watching this show, or to the president, Joseph Yoma Buaka, I'm recommending on my platform safe system approach principle and element for Liberia. Why am I recommending this? Is because I'm talking about road safety. And statistics have proven that more death toll have resulted into people driving, one, carelessly, two, without good road system, three, without any measure put into place to curb this, four, without any traffic rules and regulation, no sign, no signal, nothing to alert people that they need to know what to do. And people can just get driver lesson anyhow because they've proven that they are capable of driving without any evaluation. These are all the problems that I'm recommending this particular system that we can put into place to be able to reduce the death toll that result to crashes and fatality from accident. So the safe system approach starts with the mindset that it is unacceptable rather to allow death and serious injury to occur on the road. Number one. Now, we all know human error can be expected, so it is good infrastructure and vehicle technology must be designed and operated that death and injury and serious injury are engineered out. See, so you have to now, if people have that mindset now that, oh, I'm driving, I have to be careful because they're being trained, and those who already apply for the driver lesson have gone through evaluation to know the safety rule, everything, and they have to apply. And you have people all in the traffic making sure that people don't violate these rules. Then we are making progress. After the mindset for people, Liberian people have to have the mindset. If you don't have the mindset, that you don't drive for yourself, because if you think you drive for yourself, then you are going to make so many accidents. You don't drive for yourself. You drive for the person you're driving. The first thing, safety come first. You yourself, you have life, and the safety of other pedestrians, the safety of other driver, the safety of other motorists, anyone who is on that road. That is the mindset you have to have. Then you will now make sure you reduce 1/3 of the death toll resulted from this serious problem. But let's just go forward so people can know what the importance of this system that I'm recommending for Liberia. The safe system approach considers 5 elements, like I mentioned, 5 elements. The safe system approach. The 5 elements of that safe system approach that I want Liberia to adopt, that include safe road user. 1, safe vehicle. Make sure that the vehicle safe road user, which means if somebody were driving, if somebody said they got lesson and they are a driver, they have gone through all the evaluation, they have been trained, they know every rule. They know that when they make mistake, this is a penalty. So safe road user, even though pedestrian, you can't just cross the road when the car is on speed. You can just cross the road. There should be a crosswalk. There should be a time where people are on a crosswalk. People should respect people walking on a crosswalk. All those things have to be put into place. So the safe system approach considers 5 elements of a safe transportation system. Because what we are talking about here, and road safety in Liberia, has to do with the transportation system. You got to look at the transportation aspect of it. Safe road user, safe vehicle. Make sure that the vehicle is ready for road. If it's not road worthy, get it out of the road. Safe speed. Make sure that people are following the posted speed. If we can develop this system, Broad Street, you have to drive 35 miles per hour, and you have a camera to examine the speed limits of people. People will be afraid. People know that you are trying to put system into place. See, safe road. The road themselves have to be safe too, because you have to fit good roads. If you don't fit good road, forget it. And then what you do is what we call post-crash care. When people are involved, because like we said, we human, obviously sometimes we make error. Error will happen. Sometimes it could happen from even a new vehicle, or it could happen from a vehicle that break down. So crash, you can totally eliminate crash, but you can reduce crash. And that's why we are recommending to our Liberian government on the issue of road safety to use what we call the safe system approach principle and element. And the element we are saying here are safe road user. And we're going to tell you what safe road user is. The safe road user, the safety of all road user is equitably addressed. If it is equitably addressed, it's good. Including those who walk. You see, there should be a sidewalk. There should be let's say a crosswalk. People should be able to respect all of these things. Walk on the sidewalk. The bikes you have it on the road. The ride transit. The travel by all the things, all the different signs will help. Will help to prevent these crashes. And the next thing is a safe vehicle. Vehicles are designed and regulated to minimize frequencies of severity and collision. Vehicles should be designed to what? To minimize the frequencies of severity of collision, using safety measures and incorporate the latest technology. Technology we need it. We are in the 2025. Why are we still not applying this technology to our country? Why are we still not applying this technology to our country? And then safe speed. Humans are less likely to survive high-speed crashes. Reducing speed can accommodate human injury tolerances in three ways: reducing impact forces, providing additional time for driver to stop, and providing visibility. See, you have to look. That's what in America we probably what we call the Smith system. You have to always look, because if you don't look, by the time you go realize you're already on the bumper of somebody. So you see, you have to always look. It's very important. You got to look ahead. Look ahead. See, so it's very important. And save road. Why do we need save road? Road is very important element of road safety. When we talk about road safety, road is very important. It's a very important element. So design transportation infrastructure to accommodate human mistake and injury tolerance can greatly reduce the severity of crashes that occur. Example, include physical separation, separating people traveling at different speed. See, if you have like Broad Street, if you say, okay, Broad Street, this is the speed limit, 35, and you have something to monitor everybody's speed. Anybody violate, they have a ticket. See, then you know, other places too, you have that thing. Other places you have different speed limit depending on the setting of the area. Other places too. So I recommend that the government consider this safe system approach principle and element, because it will help to reduce a lot of things in Liberia. Well, folks, that was all for the conversation. I want to say thank you for following our show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the podcast. So that's it. The leadership of Liberia should adopt this system that I'm trying to recommend, and I think it will help to reduce some of the road issue we have in Liberia, as well as reduce some of the death caused by these careless accidents that happen, and the roads in Liberia need to be fixed. That's one of the elements in this particular thing that I'm recommending. And I'm recommending, if you are following the show, I'm recommending to the Liberian government to use safe system approach principle and element. That is important. The safe system approach and element is start with what? With the mindset that, and everybody have the mindset that it is unacceptable to allow death and serious injury occur on the road. If everybody have that mindset that when you're driving, you're not driving for yourself, you are driving for others. Once you have that mindset, you will be very careful as you drive on the road. So, folks, that's how we come to the end of our show. I want to say thank you for following. Make sure you share the podcast, like, and make some comment. As always, good night.